Now let's see where you stand.
Or sit.
Or sit. All right, about the political compass. So kind of like I explained at the beginning, it puts you on two axes. One is left to right, but they're suggesting it's mostly an economic dimension. But the reason that it's putting you in a quadrant is that they think the social dimension is also important in politics. So
What are the results?
that's the one that the mere left-right scale doesn't adequately address. So we've added a ranging in positions from extreme authoritarian to extreme libertarian. So if we scroll down, oh, I got a little certificate. Where does it put me? Oh, okay. I'm economic left, and I'm pretty far towards libertarian. Interesting. And Cristine is almost exactly the same. Maybe that's why we get along.
I would have
so
thought
well.
you would have been more economic right.
I thought so
Yeah.
as well. So I
But
kind
there
of surprised
almost
myself.
wasn't enough questions to get at that.
I think I answered a bunch of questions very strongly, like you, about how companies need regulation, and you can't just
Oh, that's why.
let
Yeah.
unregulated markets fly.
But there
right?
wasn't enough about like conservative fiscal responsibility and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I am surprised to see myself so far to the left. I mean, our hunch at the beginning was that we think we lean to the left. So just someone listening, we're in the bottom left corner, basically in the middle. So we're
In the middle of
that bottom
of the
left quadrant, right?
Yeah.
So we're, almost smack dab in the middle of the left side of the spectrum, and we're halfway down towards libertarian, past the center. I guess one important point to note here is this political compass isn't a reflection of left-right in a more conventional or common sense of the meaning in terms of like political parties in America or Canada even. Like, does it help you define the center? Does it give us an example of people? I think I found, here. So it gives you an example of where some people fall, right?
Where Hitler is
Yeah.
at the top.
So yeah, Hitler's a fascist who's only slightly on the right side of the economic spectrum, whereas Stalin was an authoritarian dictator
So
on the left side.
We're
of
close
things.
to Gandhi.
We are close to Gandhi. I found another page that put more people on there. So who are we actually close to? So like, here's an example. They have Bernie Sanders, who's about halfway in the left, kind of like we are, but he's actually less libertarian than us. He's more authoritarian than us.
So we're the closest to Nelson Mandela.
That's pretty
On
good
this
company
chart,
to
yeah.
keep, I think. Like, we're not too close to Marxism. That's
How
way
is
on the left.
Obama all the way up there? Like kind of at the opposite.
That's very interesting because, so here's what
Did
I
he
think
really
that's
take
getting
this
at.
test, or did someone just kind of plot in?
I think they're trying to plot these people
Yeah.
on here, but I think one of the premise of one of the arguments of the people who put this test together is that they sort of see that there isn't a lot of distinction between major political parties in the US in terms of where they fall on this compass, right? So Bush, he is farther to the right and a little more authoritarian. But if we're looking at this compass as an attempt to place you on like a political theory spectrum that isn't Americanized or American centric, Obama is actually slightly to the right
So
of center. in a way.
basically all successful, by successful I mean like actually got the presidency in the States, are all in that upper right
Upper right
box
corner, for sure.
just by
Like
nature
Reagan's way
of
up there.
them getting there and being able to maintain that position. So I guess that kind of makes sense in that sense, right?
But like, if Bernie Sanders had been a successful candidate, he actually would have been a guy on the left side of the aisle. And that's why people were so excited about Bernie Sanders, right? He finally represented, I think, a lot of left-leaning people's views that Obama does seem like an incredibly decent person. But when he was campaigning on hope and change at the beginning, before he was elected in his first term, I think people were hoping he would be something he ultimately wasn't.
So you're a little surprised by your results just because you thought you'd be a little more
I thought I would be
right when it
closer
comes
to the
to
center.
economic stuff, right?
I think I was just left of center. I think I totally reject, like, I don't lean to the right at all when it comes to social issues, I want
Right.
to say.
Yeah.
But I felt like I'm surprised I'm not closer to the authoritarian end of the spectrum a little bit, to some
Because of
degree.
your
Some of the
economic-
answers I gave about foreign policy, things like that. Are you surprised about where you ended up?
No, I'm exactly in the middle of the green box.
Yeah, and you're good with that? We're libertarian left then.
That makes sense to me.
Okay.
But
we're
also not the most extreme libertarian
Exactly.
left. I think that's also important, is I'm in the middle of that group.
Yeah.
Because I am definitely someone who doesn't really go to the extremes of any mindset. I like to assess everything and consider it, and I take a conservative approach in my opinions about something, not in
Okay.
conservatism, but
Yeah.
just in whatever the school of thought it is I believe in. I don't go to the extremes of
Yeah,
it.
you're a
You
pretty
know what I mean?
measured person in all
Measured,
things.
yes.
Yeah.